Hi again. Lisa and I are out here. This is the star of the show today. It's just an old lunchbox, but it's not what it is, it's who owned it. I'm going to talk today about a little bit about Edgar Downing, a really good friend of mine that passed away not too long ago. Great friend of the town of Tillotson. He was always involved in everything you could think of over there. Came from a great family, one of the early families in Tillotson, and I'll show you this picture going from left to right. Well, that would be right to left in your case, right? How's that work?
It's left
this
to
is
right.
Edgar. This is Edgar right
Edgar's
here.
on the right.
Edgar's in the yellow, like, caution thing there. Beside him is his brother Sonny. The next one is Billy Eastman, and the last one over here is Hassel Dodge. Now, people that live around here, I don't have to introduce those guys because you all know them. They're a big part of our town, and now they're all retired. Well, actually, Edgar's gone, and so's Hassie. They've both passed this year, which is kind of too bad, but you know, it keeps going. But Edgar was a good friend of mine, but good friend to everybody, just about. He grew up in Tillotson, right up in the territory, if you know where that is. Big family of Downings. He initially was a logger, and he worked for years and years. Him and his brother worked down at the sawmill, Duncan Miller's sawmill, right there in East Tillotson. He told me he used to work there all week for Duncan and make a certain amount of money, and then he'd go on the weekends and cut timber for Wilfred Sweet. And he said, I'd make more money on the weekend cutting timber for Wilfred than I did all week during in the mill. He says, but we worked there for years and years and years. He says, you know, he's kind of thought, he says, well, we probably should have been paid more, but he says, I don't know if there was more to be paid. He says, it just wasn't just one of those businesses that struggle along like them. But Edgar was involved in the fire department for decades, and he was the chief for the longest time. He's always willing to get involved in town stuff. If he ever needed a volunteer or something, he'd either do it himself or he'd get somebody else to do it. Great, even-tempered guy, just probably one of the nicest people I've ever known. And I just thought I'd like to talk about it. And this is his lunchbox. I can picture him getting it in, setting it down on a bench somewhere in the sawmill, and going over at noon or so whenever, and having a few sandwiches out of there. I went up and bought some stuff from the family after he passed, just some tools and stuff. But I got this, which is kind of neat, part of his daily life. So I just wanted to take this time to, in passing, that, you know, Edgar's gone, but he's not going to be forgotten. Certainly not by me. Thank you.